back again. Let's tune into Gemini for March. Now again, I will be doing a live update separately for the astrology. There are quite a few transits going on in March. One of the main ones, obviously, is Mercury retrograde. Use the last few days before March to get anything done that you can get done. And as I've mentioned in the previous videos, use the 5-minute tasks. Now that's where you see a chore, you see something that you can deal with, and you do that if they're very short tasks. And that's because everything's going to pile up on us. So the sooner we can achieve these things and get them done, trust me, it's going to be a very busy month. You could be anything to the degree of tired, bombarded, people triggering you. It can be a time frame where it's more social. Intuitively, a lot of people may be really questioning, you know, people's motives. I'm feeling within your own energy, you're fairly happy. You're doing your thing. You're minding your own business. You're doing your thing. Pay attention to your health, though. I don't know why that come through. We'll check into your health. Let's see what's coming through. You might need to have a few days off work for a reason. And again, it will be out of left field that this happens. And again, it could be for a family member. It doesn't have to be directly for you, but you might have to have a few. You can't make it up. Okay, visualization in reverse in your working position. Now, what I'm seeing is there's a potential where you may be unwell, or somebody actually you know, is requiring you and you need to leave work. There's some sense of a need for you to leave work. It may be that you've already booked holidays and, you know, this is a reason why this is occurring. You might also have some time out away from work. So if you're unemployed, that's relevant, okay? So that's part of the process. Those of you who are looking for it, enjoy the quiet time you got, because it all systems go. There is physical movement forward. But I am saying there's a potential that, you know, during the process of Mercury retrograde and this month, you may have to have a few days off work, either for external reasons or directly for your own reasons. Now, on the financial front, I'm seeing that you're aware of the things you need to deal with. So, you know, you're in your truth about it. You're dealing with it. You're communicating. You're using your own unique way to generate an income. So it could be that you're directly running a business. And you're doing something in a very different way. Again, this can be in the area of communication. Also, do pay attention to, you know, your emails, your bank statements. Again, with the finances, it can be where you miss a bill, you miss a payment. But I do feel you're going to be on the ball. But you're best to look at all the situations now and be prepared for it moving forward into the month, because things can kind of go by the wayside. You can put a payment through, and then with technology, it may not go through according to plan. You're going to have a lot of patience, but really be with your P's and Q's this month. I'm also sensing, if you're partnered, somebody's utilised money, or there's a bill coming in at left field and it's made you quite cross, but you're going to have to deal with it and let it go pretty quick. And it will, as quick as it comes up, as quick as it's sorted, and you'll have to move along from there. Yeah, you're really following your intuition with this. If you're getting triggered about it, it's probably because it's been something that's happened a few times. And it can be just in your own domain where you're looking at your finances and you might be micromanaging yourself a little bit and saying, hey, you know, I thought I'd have a bit more money by now. And I am seeing a holiday coming through. Doesn't necessarily have to be that it's occurring right now, but it's something that's in the midst of a plan. So if you are potentially looking at venturing out and having a holiday, it may be in the planning stage. It might be you've already put it down, a payment down on the holiday, and you're moving towards it. I'm also hearing wedding bells. So weddings might be on the agenda around you or directly correlating to this holiday that might be coming about for you guys. It doesn't have to be that it's coming through this month, but there is going to be conversations in relation to this. This was supposed to happen around November, December last year. The date might have been pushed back. It's been pulled forward. So even if you're totally aware of it, if you're partnered, there's a potential that there could be some sense of a change within your relationship. I do feel there's a potential also by Christmas. Certain family members you haven't seen, for those of you this is relevant, I do feel there might be a getaway or family relationships might be more balanced by Christmas, and that's an extension. That's an extension out. But this is what's coming through, only because I'm seeing you forward planning. You're also looking at your home and you're wanting it to be stable, and you're giving yourself a time frame. So it may be that you're saving for a house, and it might be that you're really moving towards those goals or even shifting accommodation. It's in the upright, so I do feel you have the power to change that situation. And I'm seeing this to be potentially possible for weeks, 4 months. Might even be longer, but I'm feeling if you're actually saving for it, I do feel it's potentially possible. Morning, Dale. You know, face your fears when it comes to the family. Get to the point where you can actually look at that and say, okay, when it comes to family, it may be that they're projecting towards you and saying, hey, you can't achieve this. But I do feel you're very creative in the way you're going to bring about the finances for whatever plans you have within your foundation of your life this year. So, you know, don't get to a point where they bring you back to the trigger mode, although I am seeing March as potentially that being possible. The conflict you're going to have is with communication, and you guys are great communicators. There is a potential that regardless of being the most wonderful communicator in the world, what we hear and what we vibrationally sense when receiving that can trigger your side of the fence or the other person. So do be mindful that I'm seeing an aspect of conflict with throat chakra. It can be a common cold if you're in winter. Again, you know, the throat chakra and communication can be a super issue. Follow your intuition. So if you're dealing with conflict, before you speak, think, and then, you know, and I find myself doing this at the moment, moving into it. It's like, okay, yep, let's not say that because it might actually trigger that person. So just be really cautious about that, but don't micromanage yourself. If you energetically trigger another person, it's a them problem. It's not outright you're going to be nasty. But if the person takes it in a particular manner, it's an energy and a lesson for them. What you're actually not knowing is that this month for you spiritually is going to be very busy, so get your running shoes on. I'm seeing it moving very quickly. If you're waiting for something to come back to you, this can be a person, some communication, love. The song that come through was It's All Coming Back to Me. This can be a past tense person for some of you. You're going to have the strength to be able to actually achieve any dreams that you've got. But again, don't get to the point you tune in too heavily to your shadow side, because that's what's going to block you. Yes, past tense person. This past tense person you have a very deep spiritual connection with. But I do feel a lot of what's happening is you're changing. And as you're changing, you're becoming a new version of yourself. And it really is an upgrade in your own light. Again, being super busy, if there has been no action, I do feel this energy is moving towards you. You're going to be shocked. Like if they surface, you're going to absolutely be shocked. I just feel you're quite dumbfounded, and you feel you've already set your course on a path. You already know who you're in love with, but you're not going to see this coming. There is a lot of energy coming through where you're waiting for that person to transform. So freaky. I don't know why this has been happening to me. I've thought of something and it's come up in the card right away. Okay, walking your truth. On their side of the fence, you feel until they can own it, There's nothing you can do. It can't move until they can see the potentiality. They need to grow beyond the point of their wounds. And it can be that they're a Cancerian, doesn't have to be. But something connected to family has turned their world upside down. Once that's balanced, once they remove the pain body experience from their childhood wounds, and I do feel that's coming up really heavily this month, whatever didn't transpire to be the celebration within this connection with the both of you, it's because they need to transform. So once they have that, they're coming out towards you and they're going to be totally different people. So it's almost like you've comfortably sat there and you know the aspect of divine timing, right? But at the same time, I feel you can sense it coming. I feel you know it's inevitable and it's going to come. It knocks you off kilter to a degree and may trigger you. But again, I'm seeing that both of you might be actually mirroring each other. Even if you're not in communication and connection and you're unable to be completely honest with them unless they can be honest with themselves. Okay, partnered energy. And I will be answering questions if you have any. Hi, Andrew. Okay, the only thing that can potentially go wrong this month with you guys in partnerships is as long as you've got that foundation correct and you're not on the fence and you energetically are comfortable in your own frequency and you're not going to pull that person back to a point they can't be themselves, it'll flow great. Focus on your creativity. Focus on actually navigating with that ego that's going to trigger us this month, and providing you can get to a balanced place, things are going to go smoothly. There is going to be things that left field coming at you. If you can control your emotions, you're going to be able to manifest things in perfectly this month. But it's a process. Some of the dreams are on hold. There is a potential, and I keep hearing it, pregnancy. Now, it doesn't have to be an actual child. It could be the birth of a new chapter. Any questions? Still got to do the twin flame videos, but yes, we're here nevertheless. How are you doing, Andrew? Mercury retrograde's already mucking with me, I'm telling you. I might have to shut my computer down and turn it back on. It's flowing so quickly. It's going to be a very heavy energy. I shall have to do an energy update tonight for the twin flames. I'm not too bad. It has been pretty busy actually, because on my side of the fence, trying to balance with TF, you know, their side, my side, schedules, work. It's been pretty hectic, but yeah, just trying to adjust that new chapter, you know what I mean? But otherwise, I'm okay. I'm all good. My child gives me more challenges than anything else. It's the teenage years. I don't think we're prepared for any chapter in our children's life, but we just keep reinventing ourselves. Hi, Luciana. How are you, beautiful? Any questions for the Gemini? Anyway, how are you, Libra Infinity? Are you looking after yourself? Are you serious? Wake her up. Tell her to wake up. Did she have a drink? Bloody bitches. You should have called me. I have no words. No words, Luciana. I'm telling you, if Lysiana, Jen and I were all together, we'd be big trouble in Little Chinatown. That's what we would be. You should have. What time is it there now? See, this is the thing when you got friends all over the world. You've got to check the time zones so you kind of clock onto each other's time zones. Well, so you did a session, had a drink, and then she was out. Of course she was going to be out. Like, seriously. That's hilarious. So how are you doing, Andrew? Are you looking after yourself? Ah, so I hope she had a few drinks. Very happy birthday. Of course she would. It's her birthday. Happy birthday to all the birthday babies this month. And I may do an additional read for the birthday babies this month. Anyway, I shall go and I will be back later tonight. It's hard not to, Andrew. I know what you mean. Most welcome, Manuela. Yeah, it's very hard. I will be coming back tonight and I'll do a twin flame update. And I do have an appointment tomorrow, but in the late afternoon to evening, I'll start the twin flame videos. I've got one client to reschedule because she missed a booking and it was crosswise with Mercury Shadow. But other than that, I will be recording them potentially live. They're probably going to be more in-depth, though. Obviously, the twin flame path is more complicated. And I do need to do the astrology update as well. Yeah. But I'll have check-ins during the month all the way through March. I'll probably be more active now that things are, I can't say they're balanced. I mean, we're going to have to learn how not to be requiring that balance this year and understand that you can deal with the hurdles and the clown effect all the way through the year. But it can be successful, but with Jupiter, planet of expansion, you know, we can get a bit ambitious and start things and then stop them. So we need to be careful about that. Complete tasks, make a list, try and complete tasks. Because we can start something, leave it, start another thing, and before you know it, you've got hundreds of 10-minute, 5-minute tasks up your sleeve and you've got nothing done. That's the reason I'm trying to get these done now. Okay, I will see you guys tonight. Love and light and look after yourselves.